An interesting title for today, Friday the 27th of September 2024. Does the West dislike the Chinese people or the CCP? But China likes to say CPC. Whatever is exactly the same. People don't really care about it. So I did a poll. Now, as of this afternoon, and recording this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, my time, we got the results so far. 67 people have voted. I know it's not many, but 97 people said they don't like the CCP, the Chinese government, and rightly so, mainly for their transparency. The people, only 3%, and I thought that would be 0, but everyone is individual, everyone has the choice. And please do, I'm going to keep this poll up for maybe a week, and you can find it in the community tab. Just put your vote in there. You can leave a comment if you want to as well.
Why are you here?
It's our duty, yeah.
Yeah, it's our duty.
Yeah, it's our duty. I'm from China.
That video there from the BBC was November 2022, when people in China were actually saying enough is enough of the COVID-19 lockdown. And many people actually say that this is the American influence and they infiltrate spies into China to do so, but with no evidence at all. And of course, we get the people on YouTube and Twitter saying there's no absolute poverty. It's gone. It's vanished in China. Everyone is doing really well in the People's Republic of China. It's more lies. It is the 10th anniversary of the Umbrella movement in Hong Kong, where the Hong Kong people just didn't like what was happening with the local government there. In 1997, it was handed over relatively peacefully to the Communist Party of China, as promised, as agreed by the 1984 talk with Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister of England, and the president or the dictator or the chairman of the Communist Party. But things didn't go wrong. And again, people say, oh, this is the American influence. Here's the thing. I've got lots of Hong Kong friends, and I've actually asked them and said, no, this was all organized by ourselves. We don't need America to help with this. But people in mainland China would disagree with this, and they disagree with zero evidence.
依家咧記者位置咧係喺尖東嘅天樂谷同埋天禧新世界大廈呢個交界，咁咧旁邊啱係向咗尖東方向咧係射咗催淚，發射2發催淚彈㗎。咁咧因為呢個位置咧係十分之狹窄，加上咧人流咧係正係從紅館倒灌緊喺呢個位置咧。
They would also say what happened in Beijing in 1989, nothing to do with the Chinese people. It was American interference. Again, what a complete load of rubbish they go on about. Well, recently, COVID-19, what we showed at the beginning of this video, actually quoted that there was hardly any casualties or deaths in China because it was so well controlled. It doesn't make sense, because a lot of the video evidence that you saw on Twitter, on YouTube, in the newspapers saying of how many people unfortunately left their lives, China just decreases the number so they look good. And possibly we will never know. Again, they manipulate us by saying that the CCP is good and we did all we can. It's a complete load of, I want to say the word, I will say it, what the hell. It's a complete load of bollocks related to that. And people will like the Chinese party if they start to be honest. They will say one thing and then they change it to another thing. For example, the South China Sea or the West Philippine Sea.
让我们敲希望的
So let's have a look at some of the information. The Chinese Communist Party, now there's just under 100 million people, and that's the membership from last year. Remember, the population in China is 1.4 billion people, second largest in the world. So the voting percentage maybe is going to be like 40%. Maybe higher, sorry, let's rephrase that. Obviously, is not going to include people under 18 years old because they can't exactly, well, then they don't anyhow vote with that. So it's a tiny percentage of the Chinese people who actually like the government because, look at it, only 100 million people. We can go on to pictures or quotations like this. Chinese policymakers generally view democratic political systems as hampered as the ability to pursue long-term development targets and long-term programs because of their focus on election campaigns and frequent changes of governments in such systems. But if you look at the constitution of China, they do have democracy there, but they say this is Chinese democracy. Again, complete load of rubbish, because if you go to any kind of dictionary, democracy has one word and one word only. So even in themselves, the Chinese government, it doesn't make sense what you rabbit on about. Another one that has been circulating for a couple of years now. How many Chinese people are happy? An online survey found that 91% of the Chinese respondents said that they were happy. The highest number found in across 32 countries. Here's the thing, how many people did this interview? And this is the thing, you can criticize the government, but you can only criticize in a positive way. So if they're happy, people are going to tick yes, because if they tick no, they're going to get a knock on the back door and saying, would you like to come down to the police station, and possibly change your mind over the quote that you gave. Annoying, isn't it? Yeah. And frustrating for people in China. So people in China, they just get on with it. They know it's bad, but in order to succeed, just put your heels in the dirt, forget about your freedom of speech related to the government, even though you can't stand them to death. Just say yes, life is going to be a lot easier. Just if you say no, then it's going to be awful. So I found this article. The findings, which have been touted by the Chinese state media, have been met with some skepticism online. So one company did an online survey. 23,000 people who responded felt they were unhappy. But 4,000 people said they were very happy or quite happy. So what would you believe? A company like the Chinese government lying constantly all the time and using lots of their satellites on social media in the West, saying that everything from the West is a lie and everything from China is the utmost truth? Or would you actually do it the other way around? It's all food for thought, and I just wanted to show and share you this on this channel. Please do like, subscribe and share. Share is the big thing. If you can share this with your friends, it really helps the algorithm. The more people who watch it, the more it gets noticed, and then we can, tell the world. Yeah, China's a great place to go and visit. By all means do. You'll have a wonderful time. You'll see amazing infrastructure, especially the infrastructure they want you to go and see, not the infrastructure which is behind the corner, behind the door, which may be 5 or 10 years old and sort of collapsing with the total dredge. And do go and enjoy. When you do go to China, don't criticize the government out loud. Think about it in your head. Talk about it with your friends, but in your hotel room. Don't go into a bar and say Xi Jinping is a big fat twat, for example. Yeah, I am using bad words today. Apologies for that, but it's got to be done in some circumstances. So I'm going to leave it there because now I'm rambling. Have a wonderful day. God bless to all, and I will see you later. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.